Hi, everyone. It's Lori Valentine, coach with the Leadership Development Program, and welcome to our kickoff session, which oddly enough, we are all listening to via recording based on a learning curve. So I will own that. I learned something new when we start a new platform. A good idea is to spend some one-on-one time with each of you beforehand and ensure that everybody's comfortable with the technologies. So, learning for me, what I want to do first is I'm going to actually go out of the PowerPoint presentation and I want to show you something in the system with regards to when you receive an email invitation, what you do to enter this meeting. So let me bring that up. Amy and I have been communicating. She's been trying to dial in, and for some reason the audio is not working. So not sure why that is, but let me show you. I'll have to do a little investigating onto that. But let me show you. This is my email invitation to you all. And as you can see on the screen, there is a link for you to join. So with each of these links, the interesting thing about GoToMeeting, the Monday links are the same for every Monday training. This is our training night, and I'll go through the deck in a minute and explain the cadence of how this works. But this link will, when you click on it, it will ask you to register. And then when you register, you'll get an email confirming your registration, and then you just click on that link to join. If you register right before the training starts or you register as the training is starting, it will bring you right into the meeting. So this is the same platform that Avon Corporate is using. So Amy and others that maybe tried to join via telephone, I'm not sure why that gave you fits tonight. So I'll have to look into that a little bit and go from there. The other thing to think about with this, you don't have to, we're not using a webcam platform. There is a webcam platform in GoToTraining, and it's really optional whether you choose to share your camera or not. We can also share our screens. So not only can I share my screen, but you can share your screen, and that works out really well for training purposes. I like that. So some of you might be saying, okay, Lori, how come we're not using Zoom? That's a great question. Avon is not supporting Zoom in the future. So we invested in Zoom accounts, and the company decided to go to GoToTrainings versus Zoom. And there's a lot of great functionality in GoToTraining once I learn it all. There's a lot of great functionality in GoToTraining that I think we'll find user-friendly once we get comfortable with it. So that's just a little bit of how to get into the training. Also, that link that we were in just a moment ago on the screen through the email invite, when you click, if you have email on your smartphone, when you click on that email invite on your smartphone, it will also allow you to download GoToMeeting right on your smartphone. And that's great too, because then you can pull it up on your smartphone anywhere you are. So you don't have to be in your office at your desk. The other benefit of coming in via the link versus a dial-in, when you come in via the link, this is enabled so that your audio is enabled on your device, whether it's a laptop or a smartphone. And you can mute it. You always have the option to mute. And the other reason that I would like everybody to come in via the link is because it allows you to see the screen. So we'll have a lot of hands-on visual learning in this program. And for you to be able to see the screen is key for your success. So that's some of the background with regards to why GoToMeeting, and then a little bit of functionality of GoToMeeting. So now I'm going to just start our kickoff training. It's so weird to do a kickoff training without all of you. So we'll revisit this on the collaboration call. We'll highlight it, high level view. We won't revisit everything, but we'll come back to some of these points on the collaboration call. And we'll also talk about some of these things on the one-on-one coaching that I will have with each of you. So the kickoff is really just that. It is simply an introduction to this 13-week leadership development program. So we're going to talk tonight about what we're going to cover, how this will work together as a group and individually, what the expectations are, what your expectations are for me, what the expectations are of you, a participant in the program. We're going to talk about the success competencies at Avon, yet also as a business owner. What are the successes, or excuse me, what are the competencies that bring you success? And so you'll have an opportunity to thoughtfully and honestly take a look and decide where your strengths are, where your opportunities are, and you get to define for yourself what you want to develop in your competencies during this 13-week program. And those are the things we'll focus on. And then we'll just talk a little bit about your belief and what belief is in the BOSS system, if you will, at Avon. So of course we know B stands for belief. All right, so you all know me. I've had the pleasure of meeting each and every one of you. Some I know a little bit better than others, but I'm really excited to work with this group of business women because each of you brings so many wonderful experiences to the table. And we've got a really diverse group. We've got a smaller group to start, and we may have a couple others joining us very shortly. So there were some challenges with registration, and I don't need to get into the details of that, but I'll tell you more as we go on. And so as you know, many of you, I've been with Avon as an associate for 11 years. Actually, it's going on 12 years now. It's closer to 12 years than 11. And in that time, I've had the huge privilege of having many different roles: district sales manager role, field trainer, senior manager, training, senior leader, division manager, and now leadership development coach. So it's been fun. I'm one of those people that like a lot of change. And so I've had a lot of change in my roles at Avon, and that's been great for me. Hi, Amy. I'm glad you're here. I am just getting started. So I'm hoping that you can hear me. If you can hear me in the chat box, just type that you can hear me. And I'm going to keep going because I'm recording to send this to everybody that's having technical challenges tonight. Sounds like you can hear me, Amy.
Yep.
Awesome. Great. Can you see the screen as well?
I can see you.
Awesome. Wow. Progress. We got one person that got in and was able to get through the challenges tonight. So this is good. I'm just getting started introducing myself. I'm going to also introduce everybody that's in the class tonight in just a few minutes. Even though they're not here, I have a slide for everyone. So we'll be able to circle back on the collaboration call next week and get all the bugs ironed out before that. So let me share with you a little bit about my goals as your coach in this role that I have right now at Avon. It really, truly is about, I said a few minutes earlier, we're looking at the competencies of a leader, and it's really about what you define as the areas of development that you want to focus on in your business today. It's about your goals, your dreams, your belief. And so I would hope that coaching can be a best part of your day. That'd be exciting. It's about inspiring you, and I will at times provide opportunities that you might feel are a bit of a stretch. And so there might be days that you might be like, why is she doing that? Why does she think that way? You might have some of those feelings throughout the 13-week time frame. Just know that in my role, I always have your best interest at heart. And so we can have that very candid conversation if you're ever feeling uncomfortable at all. So I don't think that'll happen, but just want to put that out there. And it's really about seeing progress to where you want to go. So that's my role. I took the liberty of putting everybody on slides because I was concerned that using this platform for the first time for many, it may have been a challenge. And I guess my fears were kind of realized a little bit tonight. So Maria is the first person I'd like to introduce. She started her Avon business in 2003. Maria is a bronze ambassador. She's Honor Society. Maria lives in Minneapolis, and you just saw in group chat that I sent out, she's had an awful day. Her car broke down today. So sorry about that, Maria. But I know in talking to Maria, she's really excited about her business has kind of been up and down over the last couple of years, and she's excited about getting that unit size back up to where it's generating some more serious money for her. So that's Maria. Let me share with you our next. There you are, Amy. What do you think about that picture? I found you on Facebook. So Amy, you started in 1987. Correct me if anything isn't correct on the screen. Bronze leader, President's Council, amazing. From Quezon, Minnesota, and you have a unit size. I could see the most recent was campaign 3. 4 is updating tonight. So tomorrow, the numbers might be a little bit off, hopefully not too bad off, but you have a unit size of 81, Amy. So does that sound about right?
Yep.
All right, good. That's good. And then we have Polly Susans, Paulette. She goes by Polly. Polly started in 2008, a Bronze Ambassador President's Club. She lives in Duluth. She's my neighbor, not literally, but she's probably about 15 miles east of me. And Polly too is really has shared that her desire is to grow her earnings and grow her business as well. It's taken a bit of a hit over the last year or so, and just due to some personal reasons. And Polly's looking forward to getting her business back in the game of high performer. Kelly, I don't think you're here. If you are, make yourself known. I know you were trying the last text you sent me, but Kelly is a bronze leader and President's Club, and she started her business in 2010. And so I think Kelly's the newest to our group, or it's not our group, Avon representative, the opportunity, and Shawano, sorry, Kelly, you're going to tell me I said that wrong when you listen to the recording. Shawano, Wisconsin, I've been there, I know how to say it. Kelly's unit size is 180 as a campaign 3, and Kelly, she just sent me a text. She said, I'm free all day tomorrow, so she obviously can't get in. Kelly had about half, I think, that number of team back 6 months ago. Her team size exploded in 2017. She participated in the, remember we had the incentive where you could be given team members. I can't think of the name of the incentive right now, but Kelly participated in that, and she really won big, earned big. And then Tabitha Hassenhorl is one of the registrants that got in late. So we're hoping that she's going to be able to join us. We're working on that right now. Tabitha started her career with Avon, her business in 2008, and she's a Silver Ambassador, President's Club, lives in Plover, Wisconsin, and she has a unit size of 18. And then Catherine Pedretti, Started in 23. That's kind of a theme there, right? Silver Ambassador, President's Club, lives in Onalaska, Wisconsin, and really wants to focus on growing her business as well. So right now she has a unit size of 6. So the titles that you see on the screen for everybody are titles of where your achievement is, and some are performing at title and some are not. So that's a little bit about who's in the house, who will be partnering with over the next 13 weeks. And today it's odd because Amy, it's you and I in the house, and everybody else is unable to get in. So hopefully by next Wednesday when we meet again, well, not hopefully, this will get cleaned up by next Wednesday. Either that or I'm going to Zoom. I'll go back to Zoom if I have to, doggone it. But anyway, just to take you a little bit through the goals of the program. So the design of this is to grow sales, grow team, develop team, and of course that will overall grow your Avon business, which should help you to achieve your dreams and goals. So here's the content of the program, and you can see on the right hand side of the screen, I don't know if my cursor is moving things around, that's messing with your visual, I hope not, but no. You can, oh good, okay. You can see on the right hand of the screen, tonight's our kickoff, and it really simply is an informative overview of the program itself. So it'll be easy for everybody to kind of get up to speed. It's a bummer we're not all meeting each other live, but that's okay. We'll work it out. And then we go into conversational selling, goal setting, planning, coaching, working the plan. So you can see we have planning, coaching, and then we go back and we look at what we planned and see how we're doing. And then it's a wrap up. And 13 weeks sounds like a really long time. Every time I've started this session, it sounds like a long time. It goes so fast. We get to the end of it and everybody says, I can't believe we're done. We just started this. So that's good. That means something, I think. So you can see 80% of our time, especially our coaching time, is spent on the planned topics that you see there. So whether it's in the training time frame, collaboration meeting, or one-on-one coaching, we're usually spending about 80% of the time on these topics. And then 20% of the time is really whatever additional topics you individually or the group brings to the table. So my experience has been with every group that you all bring up different things that are important to you to cover. And it ends up being you're all more alike than you are different. So some of the commonalities have been, I need some more vibe training, some social selling skills, social media skills, presentation. There's just been different things that pop up. And so again, we'll work through that together and kind of take a poll and see what are the priorities. So 80-20 is the rule. Okay. Next. Oh, there we go. For a moment, it was sticky to Amy. So here's our platform. Every other Monday, we do the group seminar, AKA training call. And so on this call, most of the content, about half of our time, is spent on a training subject matter. And then the other half of the time is spent on Q&A, talking about it. And then we bring in some, what do you want to do? What's important to you? So that's where we bring in that other 20%. This is 60 minutes, okay? So 30 minutes teach, 30 minutes discuss. Then sometime between the group seminar and the group collaboration call, you'll have a scheduled one-on-one coaching call. I schedule them for an hour, for 60 minutes. It's really up to you. Some people, and they don't need an hour. It might be 45 minutes. Some people want more time. I leave that up to each individual representative to make the decision that's best for them. So we calendar an hour and then go from there. Okay. The group collaboration is the other bookend, if you will. So that's our Thursday. So this week we're Monday, next week we're Thursday, except really next week we're Wednesday because I had to make one tweak in the days due to the Minneapolis Blab workshop, which is on Thursday the 22nd. But next Wednesday we'll do our collaboration call. So the collaboration call is really about, it really is a relationship building within the group, and we end up sharing ideas and best practices from the training the previous week. So you'll take some things away and you'll be like, okay, this really spoke to me. This is going to change my business. Here's why. Here's what I'm doing. For this group, for this kickoff module, I'll be sharing with you a tool that we're going to use to support our collaboration call as well as support our one-on-one coaching. And the collaboration call, they always go, I only had one time where we went 90 minutes, and that was this last group. The last couple times we got together, they just had so much to talk about and nobody wanted to go. I'm like, don't you guys have anything else you want to do tonight? And nobody wanted to go. So that sometimes happens. But you know, we stick to an hour, and then if somebody's got to go, that's fine. I get it. All right. So that's our framework. So after every group seminar call, training call tonight, and before your one-on-one coaching call, you're going to have an opportunity to kind of apply what you've learned. And there's a tool that supports this, and it's called an application guide. I sent that out to everybody in an email. This is an example of what it looks like. It's a one-page front and back document that has collateral that goes along with the training. So it's some people, I hate the word homework, and so when somebody says homework to me, I'm like, I never liked homework. And so, okay, but some of you all have told me it's like homework. So I'll just be honest with you. What it is, though, it's really meant to be a tool that helps us facilitate a conversation when we're doing the one-on-one coaching. And it's just really a tool also for you to say, okay, self-discovery, this is what I'm learning. This is what I want to implement. This is what I want to not implement. And those types of self-coaching behaviors come out of using the application guide too. So I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute in bigger form so you can see what I'm talking about a little bit more clear. So again, I already talked about our schedules. Our group seminars are Mondays. Sorry, that's a typo. And our collaboration calls are every other Thursday. So I already addressed that. I'm just going to take that slide out next time. Expectations of participants in the program. What is really key to success, and I'm happy to say that this has facilitated itself organically with both session 1 and session 2, is that the group, even though everybody's very diverse, not only in who we are, but our backgrounds and what we bring to the table, our Avon history, and so on and so forth. But when you come together with a common theme in mind of growth and development, it really does become a team effort. And so it's been very fun to see that grow organically. So I just ask that everybody's open to that. Be committed, attend all meetings on time to the best of your ability. If life happens, I get it. It happens for me sometimes too. I will be recording all of these meetings so that you will have access to the playback if you can't make the meeting live. I will say, though, the more meetings that we can get people in live, the more the collaborative and the team piece really play in. You get what you get out, what you put in. I mean, that's with anything, right? So participation is key. Always positivity. I mean, there might be some things that are frustrating that are going on, and it's okay to talk about that. But I invite people that when they do that let's brainstorm some solutions too, so that we all kind of walk away with ideas. Apply what you learn, and that's where the application guide really comes in, and you'll see that in just a minute. engage. Know that your coaching conversations are private. What you say here, stays here, kind of a deal. So I just want you to know that I do that, and I know you will too. And then share your ideas. A lot of times, what I've noticed is sometimes people assume that everybody knows this idea. And what I've found in these groups is that more often than not, that's not necessarily the truth. So don't be afraid to share ideas, even if it's something that's kind of a no-brainer to you. You've always done it. You figure everybody does. You never know. That's not necessarily true. And that's kind of been the case in this journey. So Amy, any questions so far?
No,
All right, because I'm blabbing away here.
I'm listening. I'm taking it all in.
Okay, all right, okay. So on this kickoff, we're focusing on belief. And if you think about belief, it really is the foundation to the business, right?
That is correct.
Right? It's what people believe and why they come and why they do what they do. And so we're going to talk about that, as well as we're going to talk about the success competencies at Avon. And so Avon has developed this competency model, and there's 4 components to it. There's plan and lead that you see on the screen right now, and then the next screen has sell and manage. And so each of these 4 competencies have subsets to them, if you will. So in planning, goal setting is part of planning, creating strategies, analyzing your business, prioritizing, that's a big one, action planning and meeting planning. Those all fall within the umbrella of planning. When you look at the umbrella of leading, that entails building trust, very key in leading people, right? People won't follow you if they don't trust you. Coaching is key in leading, inspiring, motivating, managing conflict. Not everybody likes it, but it's part of leading a group of like-minded people. Influencing is part of leading, and recognition is part of leading. So then when we look at break this down a little bit, you can see there's definitions of each one of them. I gave a high-level overview, but this gives a more in-depth overview of what does goal setting mean? What does creating a strategy mean? And so on and so forth. In the tools that I sent to you all via email, there's 3 files. And one of the files is called a competency glossary. Now, this is sort of a framework, if you will, for the whole 13 weeks, right? We're not going to get all this in one setting, of course. So these are areas that you're going to kind of look at your business and say, I've got this. I do this all the time. I'm a master of this. You're going to rate yourself in these different competencies, and then you're going to come up with a plan of what is it that I want to focus on? What are some key things I want to focus on over the next 13 weeks? So here's some of the subsets of selling. Selling involves networking, discovery, communicating value, storytelling, closing the sale, and then social selling. So I realized a couple slides back, I must have skipped a slide. So I'm just going to go back and see. Oh, it's interesting. Oh, there it is. My mistake. My little cursor was in the way. So you can see, you saw it, Amy, I didn't see it. You can see sell and managing are on the other side.
Yep.
Good, good. I think I'm going to need to use both of my screens the next time. So again, we did plan. Here's sell. And then manage. So when you think about the umbrella of manage, the competencies are what are you doing for time management? How are you optimizing the time? What are you doing in onboarding? What does team meeting execution look like? What does team communication look like? What does my customer service look like? And how about my business acumen? So these are all some areas to look at for yourself. And then the last one is lead. And so I already shared a high level view of what the different subsets of leading are. And you can use this glossary. You'll actually need to use this glossary probably, maybe not, but I know I did. I needed to use it as I was filling out the application guide and assessing myself in these competencies and finding out what areas I feel like I'm strong in and what areas I'm okay. And then what areas like I just really don't do that at all. And I maybe want to start doing that. So these are the levels. So what you're going to do, as I said a moment ago, is there's 3 different buckets. It's the challenged, inconsistent, or consistent. So, for example, I'm going to rate myself on leading. Building trust occurs when the intent for every engagement is to be real, relatable, and reliable. That's important to me. I always try to be very real. I like to use stories to relate and examples. And I try to be, it's important to me to be reliable. I want people to know that when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So if I was choosing my level of competency for that particular skill set, I would say I'm pretty consistent. That's something that I do consistently, and it's pretty easy for me to perform. Now, there might be some areas where I'm inconsistent. I'm aware of how to do this skill set. I get it, but I'm not totally, I haven't really mastered it. I can kind of do it, but I'm a little bit inconsistent. I need a little bit more work. Now, challenged, if you rate yourself challenged in an area, that means that I don't get it. That's just so foreign to me. I don't get it. I'm unaware. I really need to learn this to be effective because I just am not I'm very ineffective in where I am with this skill set. So that's how each and every one of you is going to take this guide. This is called an application guide. So now we're learning lingo of the leadership development program, right? But it's called an application guide, and it is for this kickstart or kickoff belief self-assessment that we're doing tonight, we're learning about tonight. So what I'm going to ask everybody to do is to download this and complete this at your leisure before you have your one-on-one coaching call. And here's why. What I found is such a better use of time is that when the leader comes to the table and has this completed to the best of her ability before we actually have the coaching call, it's not like we go over every dot and tittle of it, but it really does allow us the time to have a rich conversation and talk about what's important to you versus completing it, right? So think of it from that perspective if you can. What's important with these guides that will save you time, and I don't know about you all. I know, Amy, you're like me. You're all about saving time, right? I don't want to. Absolutely. So when you get this, you'll want to download it. And to do that, you have to have Adobe Acrobat Reader on your computer. And so when you first open it, if you don't have Adobe Acrobat, anybody listening to the call, all you need to do is download it. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, it doesn't take up a lot of space. You can get it at www.adobe.com too. But once you do that, then you can actually do your work right on the computer if you want to. You don't even have to print the form. You can just do it right on the computer and type your answers on the form, and it saves time. And then you can save that and have it ready for when we have the conversation. So it'll take practice. It always does. Every session, that's been a practice opportunity for everybody as well. So I'll show you a little bit about what that looks like in just a minute and maybe save you a few frustrations. So the next steps as we move into this journey is to schedule our one-on-one coaching calls for the program. So I've got Polly scheduled, so I need to schedule everybody else. And what I would invite you to think about is, Monday is the training call. I would invite you to think about scheduling your coaching call no earlier than Wednesday. You want to have a little bit of time to digest what you learned and then do your application guide. Send it to me before our coaching call, if you will, and you can do that in email, text, picture, I don't care. And here's the reason why. It allows me the opportunity to invest time in looking it over and kind of starting to think about where the conversation might go so that I can best support you. It saves some time. So I'm asking everybody to do that. It seemed to work out really good. So please do that. But I would say, schedule your coaching Wednesday or later. So it can be, the first week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or it could be the next week, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday before a Thursday collaboration call. So you want to somewhere in that bookend time. You pick the time that works best for you. I'm really flexible with regards to that. I mean, I have a lot on my calendar, but I still have a lot of space for coaching calls that I can move things around. So what I'm really saying is if lunchtime works good for you, early morning, evening, I do like to go to bed though, like by 10 o'clock. So I bet you do too. So, I try to make that as convenient for people as possible. Let's see. We've already got the group collaboration call scheduled. So same time, same place. We'll get this all taken care of. And then the expectations is completing your application guide. Send it to me before your one-on-one coaching. And then every training seminar, we kind of close it out with a hot topic question. And we use this hot topic question also on our collaboration call. And really what it does is it builds relationship. It just kind of peels a little bit of the layers off of each of us, myself included. I share too. And it's a good thing. So the one that we're going to do next week is who is your hero and why? All right. So that will be part of the next steps. I put in the deck. I'll send this deck out to everybody too, kind of as a follow-up with the recording. I put the dates. I know you all have them, but I put the dates in here as well. I just realized this working the plan Tuesday. That's a typo, so I apologize for that. I'll clean that up before I send the deck out. But here are the dates, and then here are the dates for the collaboration. And one of the things that I don't know if you all do this or not. I don't know if you do this, Amy, or anybody listening to the recording does this. But I've done a dream board for quite actually, you know what? It started when I started with Avon over 11 years ago. I'd never heard of this before. And when I came to Avon, somebody said, we're going to do dream boards at our next staff meeting. I'm like, what is a dream board? I have no clue. And so they told me, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And ever since then, I really believe in the power of intention and the power of a dream board. Yes, there's work involved, of course, absolutely. But I think they're a great tool. And I've seen some representatives at the start of this year actually doing some of this with their team face-to-face. They've been doing it in social media. I've seen lots of different ways of doing it. So something we can talk about. Maybe we want to do this as a group, maybe not. But this particular dream board Amy, I don't know if I shared this with you or not, and I don't know if I've shared this with everybody in the group, but last summer, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I'm doing great. And when that happened, I decided to redo my dream board for the year. And so that's why you see a lot of things around healing power and getting healthy and defying cancer and all that kind of stuff. And then some of the obvious things that you see on dream board. But I just wanted to share that so we can talk more about that next week on our collaboration call and decide if that's something maybe we want to do as a group or not. Just an idea. Trying to think of some new ways to have some fun. I'm all about having fun. I have to have fun on any journey that I go on. So any time that we can think of ways to interject a lot of fun into our learning, I think that's valuable. What do you think, Amy?
I do agree.
Okay, all right. At the end of every call, I like quotes. So this is one that I found. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, that makes you a leader. So I would agree with that. So let me show you before we wrap. This is going to be quick from my part, from my end, and then whatever you've got, we can talk about. This is the application guide. Amy, did you get this in an email?
I got to go back and look, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know.
If you didn't, just let me know. Send me a text.
Okay.
So every training seminar has an application guide. And so this is the one for this particular segment. So remember, we're talking about belief. So belief is, we both agreed, it's the foundation to a business. And so this is getting to know your heart a little bit more, and you getting to know my heart as a coach. And so I'm going to ask you to share these things on your application guide. What do you want out of life? What don't you want out of life? How has Avon changed you and your life in a positive way? So that's what the first part of this is all about. So you get to, put in here what you want. And then the second piece of this is the piece that is kind of the foundation along with your belief. And this is you deciding honestly where you're at in the four skill levels, skill competence, success competencies. So plan, remember I said goal setting. So if you don't remember, what goal setting is, or any of these for that matter, then you can pull up that glossary and see the definition and then decide, challenged, I'm just unaware. I need more training on that. I get it. I'm just not consistent. I get it. I know it. I'm consistent. I do it. So this is an area that we'll invest some time in. This is for one-on-one coaching. So just remember that the application guides are for one-on-one coaching, so they're very confidential. It's not something you're going to share in the collaboration call unless you choose to. That's totally up to you. And then at the end of every coaching call, and as you're going through this program and having a coaching relationship, you saw one of our modules is coaching, and so there'll be training on coaching best practices, and you'll be able to, what you'll find and what I've observed with past participants is a lot of the skills that you are developing in your own self, then you start to develop in others. That's the leader piece of it, mentoring others. And so at the end of every coaching call, you're going to say some type of call to action. We have a idea for a call to action here. So for example, this one, the idea is in the next 2 weeks, share your belief with a new acquaintance. Be prepared to share the results of this discussion with your coach. And then who will you share with? So you may choose that to be your action, or you may choose something else to be your action, because remember, it goes back to one of the very first slides is what's important to you. What do you want to get out of this, right? It's not about me or anybody else deciding that for you. It's about you deciding that. And so I think that's really important. So that's one piece. Any questions about the application guide, Amy?
No.
Okay,
I'm going to go in there and I'm going to download it.
awesome. So let me show you something. I just brought up this. So when you download it, you'll see this right-hand side where
Yep.
it says all this information. You'll look for this one that says fill and sign.
Oh,
When you click fill and sign, then it
yep.
allows you to type right in it. You probably already know that.
No, I did not.
All right. So, I mean, that's makes it super easy for you because then all you have to do is just go up to file, save as,
Okay.
and then save it on your, I always just, this is just me. And when you see my desktop, you'll know why. But I just save it on my desktop so I have easy access to it. If you want to create a folder, you could do new folder and put all your application guides in your folder, whatever. But so then you'll have easy access to it. So just file, save as, decide where you want to save it.
Right. Okay.
You're done.
Okay.
Okay. I
Yes.
hope that helps. I hope that helps everybody that's listening to the recording too, because this tended to be a little problematic for our first and second session. So I'm like, I've got to invest time in teaching everybody how to do that. So
Yep.
good. Check.
So fill and sign. Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you this is simply a tool you really, you really don't need to do anything with this. It's that sounds really silly. There is a purpose for it. It's called a reference guide. So a reference guide really is simply that. It's like an outline of what the training seminar was about. So there's one of these for every training seminar. So when we get done with the training seminar, I will always send you guys an email with the playback link, with any other information that maybe we talked about that's relevant to put in there if there's something of that value. And then I'll attach the reference guide and I'll attach the application guide. I like to give you the application guide before the training so that if you have time and you want to look at it, you can. Everybody has we all have different personalities. We all operate a little bit different. And some people want all the details like right in front of them right now. Other people are like, just give me the high level overview. I'll get to it. You know, we're all different in that respect. So use that the way it best serves you. So this reference guide is simply just that, a recap of what we talked about. And again, you know, this is tweaked because we're doing Monday and Thursday. I can't edit this thing. So this is just kind of from the template itself. I don't know, maybe I could edit. I haven't figured it out. I bet I probably could. I wonder if I did this little edit. I bet I could. I just haven't done that. Okay. And then the last one that I wanted to share with you. Nope, I think I did that. Oh, here it is. This was in the deck itself, but this is just another piece of collateral. And so it's the glossary. And this just gives you the definition of what does analyzing mean? What does discovery mean when you're talking about selling? So how am I going to rate myself in discovery? You know, how am I going to know if I'm consistent, inconsistent, or clueless, right? I have to know what the definition is. So to be honest with you, I mean, when I first took this assessment, it was really helpful, and I'll probably take it again. It was really helpful for me to have this next to me when I filled out this section right here. They go together. Okay. Okay. I think that's it, Amy.
All right.
What questions do you have?
Well, you know me.
Tell me more.
Oh, no, I'm just seeing all these slides and stuff, and you know I'm not a techie person, so I'm gonna have to go in there and just start taking a breather and just learn how to get all this.
Yep. Yep. I get it. And I have to tell you, going in to go to meeting or go to training as Avon's platform for this was different for me too. And it didn't all work out smoothly tonight. So it was some great learning for me as well. And the good news is when we get to the end of the journey, we'll all have a much better understanding overall. So it'll work out. It'll work out.
Yep, sure will.
It will work out. All right. So do you have, let me stop recording and then I'm just going to ask you a quick question. I don't need everybody to hear it. So let me see if I can figure that out. Oh, let's see. Amy, I hope you can't see my face. I got my camera off because I've got my nose like right up to my screen. It's hilarious. It's really, really quite pathetic. Okay. Let me see. Did you stop seeing my screen yet? Or can you still see my
I can't see your face, no.
Can you see my screen? Can you see the PowerPoint still?
Yep, I can see the PowerPoint, yep.
Okay.
Welcome to Avon Leadership Development Program. I can see that. Okay, now I cannot. Now, I mean, I don't.
Okay, so now that works. So I'm gonna stop the recording. Hold on a second.
Says you're talking.
It says I'm talking.
Yep, way up on the top.
It does?
It says talking. Yep, and then it says my name and then it says your name.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I see that. For some reason, I can't find how to, oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. All right, everybody that's listening to the recording, talk to you soon. Okay, now.